In this video, we're going to be talking about how to rewire your brain for success. And today, we're going to look at the neuroscience behind it. I'm a neuroscientist and a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. The premise of rewiring your brain is based on neuroplasticity, which means that your brain can change its structure and function in response to experience, behavior, and even your thoughts. It's never too late to start rewiring your brain. We're constantly changing our brains by the things that we do every day. So what is the process of rewiring your brain? You have to first identify the neural pathways that you want to change, because everything that you think, say, or do involves a unique combination of neurons firing together. Your memories are stored in these networks of neurons that are connected together like circuits, and they're called neural pathways. If you want to make changes in your life, you have to first acknowledge the neural pathways that aren't working for you. So if you keep attracting the same negative relationships into your life, or you keep getting sick, or you're unable to focus on your goals or dreams, you have to acknowledge that there are neural pathways in your brain that need to be strengthened or changed. How do you change these neural pathways? You have to use them in new ways. It's like if you have a seldom used country road in your neighborhood, that eventually the grass will grow over it and it'll become overgrown. But if you use that road every day, then it'll be well maintained. And that's how it is with our brain. These neurons have to be used over and over again to store and retrieve information. And they also release chemicals such as dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, which makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you're more likely to repeat that behavior. Let's look at some examples of how to rewire your brain. Number one is to visualize your success. Visualization has been found to be just as effective as actual practice in sports. Olympic medalists have reported that they spend as much time visualizing themselves winning a competition as they do actually practicing. When you visualize, you're actually activating the same parts of your brain that you would use if you were actually experiencing it, so you're firing the same neurons as if you were really doing the behavior. In one study, researchers took two groups of basketball players and had them practice free throws. One group practiced under normal conditions where they just kept track of how many baskets they made. The other group was told to imagine making the basket, and they visualized themselves making the free throw. They did this for the same amount of time as the other group, but the visualization group visualized making the basket 100 times a day. After 30 days, both groups were tested to see how many free throws they could make, and the visualization group made significantly more baskets than the control group. How does this work? Well, your brain doesn't know the difference between something that's imagined and something that's real, because your brain is only seeing the electrical signals being sent to it. So if you send the right signals to your brain, it'll think that that's reality. And this is why visualization is an effective way to rewire your brain. Visualize yourself achieving your goal, or visualize yourself behaving in a way that you want to. For example, if you want to be more assertive, visualize yourself speaking up and standing up for yourself. Or if you want to stop biting people when you're stressed out, visualize yourself taking a deep breath instead. The more you visualize yourself performing these behaviors, the more natural they'll become. Number two, focus on your strengths. You may have heard the saying, your network is your net worth. This is true in terms of social connections, and it's also true with your neural pathways. Your neural pathways are your net worth. You have to focus on the pathways that you want to strengthen. Let's say that you're a high school student who wants to improve their grades. They might notice that they do better on tests if they understand the concepts rather than memorizing everything. So what they do is they ask for help when they don't understand something. They seek out their teachers or their classmates if they have questions. They join study groups or online forums to collaborate with others. They might not excel at math, but they find that they can do pretty well if they spend more time focusing on it. They might not be great at history yet, but they find that if they go to extra help sessions and ask more questions, then their grade improves, and they continue to seek out opportunities to focus on their strengths. By seeking out experiences that match their strengths, this student is strengthening their neural pathways for those particular areas. They're starting to feel good about themselves and their abilities. And when you feel good about yourself, you become more motivated to succeed. Number 3, learn from failure. I talked about this in a recent video, so check that one out. But learning from failure is important for self-growth. Failure is an inevitable part of life, and how you respond to failure determines whether it's a setback or a learning opportunity. If you respond by giving up or blaming others, then it becomes a setback. But if you learn from the experience and try again, then it's a learning opportunity. When you learn from failure, you're strengthening your resilience and your ability to adapt, and this is a very important skill for success. One way to rewire your brain is to adopt a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can improve your abilities through hard work and dedication. On the other hand, a fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities are set in stone. People with a growth mindset are more likely to be successful because they're willing to take risks and learn from their mistakes. They're also more flexible in the face of setbacks. So if you want to rewire your brain for success, then you have to first believe that you can improve. You have to believe that you're not stuck where you're at. Then you have to accept challenges and view them as opportunities for growth. Setbacks are going to happen to all of us, and it's not something to avoid. We should embrace them because we can use them to learn and improve. Number 4, meditate. Meditation is the most powerful tool we have for changing our brains. It's the most efficient and fastest way to change your brain. There are many different types of meditation, and I've done videos on several of them, so check those out. But basically, any type of meditation can help you to reduce stress, increase focus, and improve your mood. So if you want to rewire your brain, then you have to start meditating. Meditation helps you to focus on the present moment, and that strengthens the neural pathways for attention. When you meditate, you train your brain to calm down, and that strengthens the part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision-making, attention, and social behavior. So the more you strengthen this part of your brain, the better you'll be able to make decisions, pay attention, and interact with other people. Meditation also helps you to strengthen the default mode network. This is the part of your brain that gets activated when your mind is wandering. So if you want to strengthen your ability to focus, then you have to weaken the default mode network, and that's what meditation helps you to do. Number 5. Be patient. Rewiring your brain takes time and effort. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes consistent practice to change your brain, but the results are worth it. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself time to grow. Don't expect perfection from yourself, because that's only going to lead to disappointment. Allow yourself to make mistakes and learn from them. Remember that you're not alone. Everyone has to rewire their brain. No one is born knowing how to be successful. We all have to learn it. So be patient with yourself and enjoy the journey. I hope you found this helpful. Please like and subscribe if you found this video useful, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. As always, I hope you take care of yourself because you're worth it.